my website ranked lower than my competitor's LinkedIn page.
Bum, bum, bum.
The company before that, they told me SEO was dead.
Right now it's November while we're recording
Yes,
this.
absolutely.
And it is not the time of year where people are looking for what you do.
No.
How do you emotionally deal with that seasonality of the business?
With the lawn care industry, it's weird because every year is different, but you know it's going to be one of those 3 months in the springtime where that's when it hits. So you need to put all your eggs into those baskets as far as your budget goes for marketing.
Hey everyone, Jack Jostes here. I'm at NALP's Elevate show in Charlotte, North Carolina, with one of my clients, Clint Baxter from Green Season Lawn and Tree in Kearney, Missouri. Did I say it right?
You did. You got it.
We have a Rambler, Kristen, from Kearney, Nebraska.
Yep.
So
there's same pronunciation.
So tell us tell us a little bit about your company. What services do you do? How long have you been in business?
I've been in business for 15 years. We offer lawn fertilization, weed control, seeding services. We do some tree and shrub work with pest management, fertilizing, things like that. And we are just dipping our toes into the pest control with mosquitoes and ticks and things like that. So
how is that going, rolling out that service?
Slow and steady. We haven't put a big campaign behind it yet. So, in fact, you guys are currently building out those pages for all of our little locations. It's going to be our next biggest opportunity for growth outside of just trying to acquire more customers, which you guys are helping us with that too.
Well, I think really the opportunity here is to cross-sell
Yes.
to your existing lawn and tree customers.
Yes, absolutely. Many of them hire pest control companies, so they trust us for referrals on many things like irrigation, mowing, tree trimming, and we don't want to get into those industries because just not my familiarity. But pest control, it's an easy one to get into. We've already got the products in-house because we use it for certain lawn applications, so yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think that's a great additional service to add on for your lawn care company.
Yeah.
And so you use Realtree for your business software, right?
Real Green.
I'm sorry, Real Green. Yeah, Real Green.
Yes.
Do you feel like you have a good way of segmenting customers in there to know who's a lawn care customer that's not a pest customer?
Yeah, there's a few. Actually, there's very few that are pest customers that aren't lawn. It might just be one or two. And there's obviously a bunch that are lawn that aren't pest. But it's in our after service emails and things that go out that we suggest, we mention that, hey, we do pest control. We do 4 times a year that we do mosquito and tick treatments and perimeter sprays and things like that. But it's very easy. Yeah, with the software, it's easy to know who's not getting it because there's just so many different reports that you can run.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background. You grew up on a farm.
I grew up on a farm.
And you worked at a garden center. Tell us a little bit about your history.
So I grew up on a farm in north central Missouri. My brother is still running that farm to this day.
What do you guys grow?
Grain, corn, soybeans, cows. My kids and my brother's kids would be the 5th generation, so it goes back a long ways for us. I went to college for horticulture. Kind of was going to do golf course early on, and as a college student, the hours didn't appeal to me, so I got into some landscaping and lawn care. Spent about 8 years in the garden center and landscape world. Met an old man who owned a lawn care company, and he was wanting to retire. He's looking for somebody to take him over, and they had shopped with me at the garden center that I was working at the time, and one conversation led to another, and I ended up buying him out.
Cool. So how long had you worked there before you bought him out?
It was the 3rd year I was there, and it was after the 4th year that we pulled the trigger. It was 2010 when I started on my own. The housing market was doing its thing, from 2008 to 2009 and everything that happened then. So it was kind of scary, but and my wife was pregnant with our oldest child, so there was a lot going on. But the timing was good. That customer base was so loyal to him, and they were very loyal to me. The drawback was they were an older customer base, so many of them are either in assisted living or no longer with us. So we've grown from those 200 to a little over 2,000 today, and a couple of small acquisitions along the way, but a whole lot of organic growth. And, finding you guys, I've never really nailed down the website, the SEO, and finding you guys I think it's going to be a game changer. So we've been at it a year, and like we mentioned earlier, the next spring will be the big the big push for us.
Yeah, so right now it's November while we're recording this.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
it is not the time of year where people are looking for what you do.
No, it is not.
I'm glad that you comprehend that, because it's something I have a lot of clients are like, where are the leads? And I'm like, hey dude, it's November.
Yes.
And when people don't Google what you do, this isn't, that's why I created the tree of good fortune, to use the apple analogy, because the apple tree isn't going to produce fruit all year. It's going to have some seasons. So can you tell me about how you, I don't know, how do you emotionally deal with that seasonality of the business?
You know what? Having spent 7 years in the garden center, Mother's Day was our Black Friday. And if the weather wasn't good, we knew that it was going to be opportunities to make it up. But early on, didn't have that experience, didn't have that familiarity or knowledge. With the lawn care industry, it's weird because it could be February, March, April be really good for us for like new calls and stuff like that, or March, April, May. 1 year we got a bunch of good leads in June, which that was in our early growth stages. So it's every year's different, but it's going to be one of those 3 months in the springtime where that's when it hits. So you need to put all your eggs into those baskets as far as your budget goes for marketing. And you guys took over. And our website went live, it was March or April, I can't remember exactly when it went live this year. So we've seen more leads coming in on the slower months. So we feel like, when the fast month hits, we're going to...
Yeah, so the searches never quite go down to zero.
No.
They don't stop, but there are seasonal highs and lows. And so the cool thing so your rankings have increased significantly.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely. As you guys have built out pages, had a lot of blogs that you guys utilized that we had already written, and then of course you guys have rewritten all those pages and done all that. So there was a presence. I tried doing it myself several years ago, and I had this kid helping me that knew software, and we were ranking on our own little hometown right outside of the Kansas City metro, but I wanted to rank in the higher populated areas, probably on my 10th version of the website in 15 years.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about this one?
So far, so good. And I'll say, and it's the philosophy. It's what you guys do. The previous crew took over, and they wrote blogs, they wrote the pages, but it didn't maximize. It didn't hit. The company before that, they told me SEO was dead. And it was all...
Did you come to our summit? Summit? Okay, so just the other day, the whole SEO is dead.
Yeah.
Social media is dead.
Yeah.
Print is dead. Email is dead. Everyone's been using the is dead headline for my whole career, for 15 years. And I'm like, let's let the is dead headline die.
Well, and I'm not naming names.
I don't want you to name names.
I was with them for 3 years, and they were good. And I got on with them. I heard them on a podcast, and I called them, and they redesigned and did some good work. It's just a different philosophy. They're still successful, and they have great success now, but theirs was all the Google Ads was their kind of where they specialized. My website ranked lower than my competitor's LinkedIn page.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. So I was like, don't want to do that anymore. Refer to you from a good friend that's also kind of a newer customer for you too. And the whole onboarding process with you guys was incredible because you asked the pertinent questions. You talked about branding. You talked about, hey, is your name exactly what you want it to be? Is your logo exactly what you want it to be? Is your sales process, does it show up on the website? And it's like, no. Yes, I like our name. It's been around since the late 70s, so can't really give up on that. The logo we've gone around and around with, and we kind of like our logo now, but the sales process, no, it wasn't on our website. People didn't know what to expect when they started looking us up, and other than our Google listing, but you guys just asked the questions that nobody else had asked before to get started. So,
well, thank you. It's come through years. We've worked with hundreds of clients, and we found that there are certain things that I just am curious about that I feel like we need to know in order to advise somebody on what the marketing is.
And you give the homework too. So you'll send an email and want me to watch a video, and then you'll send an email asking me if I watch the video because you're vetting me as a customer. We can't do that with lawn care people because if they're if they show up or they call in or whatever and they pay, then okay, well that's what we're looking for. But are they going to be the kind of customer that follows our after service instructions and this and that? And
Well, so I think they could be. I mean, we have clients in lawn care, tree care, landscape that use video the way that I do. So we're working together on the foundation of digital marketing, and that started with your branding and differentiation, sales process, website, local SEO, online reviews, and then as we establish that, you move up that foundation to things like video selling is what I call it. So I wouldn't start there because then it wouldn't solve the lead generation problem for you. That's originally why you came.
That's what we're here for, is the lead generation.
And then,
but I like the follow-up. You guys built into our website when they go on and fill out the form, you built into that bounce back email, that response email to the customer, that acknowledgement, hey, thanks for filling this out. By the way, this is a little bit more about green seasons if you didn't know. You guys, that's all video stuff, and that's awesome. I'd like to get there. Yeah,
baby steps.
Baby steps, yeah.
Well, and because it'll be real easy to just add a little video after it's made into that email. And so, yeah, I think a lot of it is I just think about, as a homeowner, when I've tried to hire a painter or a plumber or anything around my house, I don't know if you've tried to hire anybody for anything, but the reason people get 3 or 4 quotes is because they probably had to contact 7 companies to even get to a response. So my whole thought is like, wow, if I can help you be the one that responded, even an automatic response, now they can search their email history and be like, oh, green seasons.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, we have.
We feel like we're almost done searching, hopefully, because this company at least responded.
And we hope to trigger a phone call, ultimately, is what we wanted to do. We wanted to fill out the form on the website because that tells us that, okay, they've given us their name, their phone number, their email, address, so we can pull them up and give them an estimate. But that bounce back to them with those videos, that's helpful. So, I mean, it's just more personable.
Are you ready to kick 2025 off with a bang? This is the year to close more sales, attract more hell yes customers, and finally free up some time to enjoy life outside of work. If you're in Texas or North Carolina, or you know someone in those states, on Monday, January 6th, I'll be presenting at the TNLA Lone Star Hort Forum in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to be delivering 2 back-to-back powerful presentations designed to help you grow your landscaping business without burning the midnight oil every week. First up is how to generate hell yes customers. This is a marketing workshop where I'm going to teach you how to attract qualified leads on autopilot with real case studies from Texas landscape companies implementing these strategies. Then in Brand Your Sales Process to get the owner out of sales, I'll show you how to build a repeatable AI-enhanced sales process that'll help you close deals faster, work fewer hours, and finally get out of the sales seat so you can focus on your business. Both sessions are included in your Hort Forum registration, so don't miss out on this workshop, and reach out to me because I'm going to be getting a handful of people together for dinner the night before. The following week, I'm heading to North Carolina for the Green and Growin' Show, where Ramblin' Jackson is going to be raffling away a free Traeger grill and doing beef jerky tastings from booth number 1530. And on Tuesday, January 14th, I'll be on the Green and Growin' stage presenting the landscaper's ultimate guide to recruiting A players. So if you want to learn a proven process to recruit both field and office staff, you've got to attend that presentation. So learn more about this and our other upcoming virtual and increasing list of live events at landscapersguide.com/events. So I hope to see you in Texas or North Carolina. And if you're listening and you're not in those states, but you know a landscaper who is, please share this episode with them. Send them a link to my events page. It's in the show notes. And keep me in mind if you are in a state association or your paver dealer is looking for a speaker for your webinars, keynotes, or workshops, remind them that I can help you with that. See our show notes for a link to the events page, and let's get back to the episode. So Clint, you've been in business, is it 25 years?
I've been in business for 15 years as Green Season's lawn and tree service. Prior to 2010, I spent the previous decade in, like I said, either the garden center or landscape industry. I'm getting rusty on some of those older skills, but I'm trying to sharpen the other skills. And when people ask for things, we'll get lawn care bids out. We'll get treatments, seeding estimates. What's wrong with this tree? I'm not an arborist, but I can hold my own on some identification of stuff. But wanting to be trustworthy, we have referrals for all the services that we don't provide, and I don't refer them without vetting them first, knowing the kind of work they do.
I think that's really smart.
So somebody calls in and they can't, we don't trim trees. We're a tree service, but we don't trim trees. Okay.
Do you get a lot of questions on that?
Yes, we do, and it's fine because there's all the 90% of the tree services around us don't do the spraying, don't do the treatments,
plant healthcare,
plant healthcare part of it. So
no customer knows what plant healthcare is.
Some
of them.
It seems like they don't. Yeah. Why is my tree's leaves turning brown? Why is this and that? It's not hard questions to answer. It's not hard things, especially with the internet. I mean, if they just knew how to put something into Google Lens.
I'm curious. So when the phone rings, do you get their email address when you're referring them?
That's a good point. I don't
so
know if we get all their
here's
details.
an idea for you. So hey, Green Seasons. Can you guys cut my tree down?
Yeah.
No, we don't do tree removal. We do plant health care and lawn care.
Yeah.
Oh, well, who do you know? Do
Yeah.
you know someone? Sure. Would it be okay if I sent you an email?
Usually it's a text because we use a texting software. I don't know if they're here this week, but we use a texting software that we can build templates into, and it's, for irrigation services, for mowing and we got mowers in different parts of our little area.
Yeah.
So
the
email would be
the email, and then
Yeah.
you say, hey, by the way, we have a email newsletter about how to keep your lawn green.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if I added you to
that's
that?
a good idea.
Most people, if you said it just like I did, hey, would it be cool if I added
Yeah.
you to that list? They'll say, yeah, okay, sure. And that way, if you ever need what we do, you can just look
Yeah.
in your email.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because otherwise they're going to forget. They're just Googling.
Forget who
they're
they got
going
the
to be,
referral
who did
from.
I call? Green something.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in that, if you get their email, it hardly costs you anything.
No.
Right, and that'll help you. So I've done all I can to write your website, or me and my team, right?
Yeah.
To be clear about what you do, and you're still going to get a ton of phone
Yeah.
calls of people who
Demo.
didn't read anything, who don't know what you do, and I want them
Yeah.
to buy Pest, lawn,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. We need to come up with a email capture on that in the future for those marketing opportunities.
Yeah, I think that's cool. So where are you taking the company? So you've mentioned that you've done some acquisitions.
Yeah.
What's your vision for where you're going?
Well, if you're familiar with Kansas City, we've got kind of three different sides, and we're in the Northland, which is the smaller portion population-wise. We've grown to a pretty good size, and there's a couple of companies that are our size servicing the Northland. We're going to keep growing lawn care. We're probably going to just grow a lot pest control here coming up in the next couple of years. I don't know, there's other areas that I kind of want to dip my toe into, irrigation maintenance. I'd like to be able to control the watering process for our customers that have sprinkler systems, because even though they have sprinkler systems, they may not know that the head's shooting out into the street instead of onto the grass and things like that. So I'd like to be able to control that feature as well. We don't mow. We're not going to get into mowing. I'd like to see I've got a goal in mind of like a gross revenue, and I think I can get that goal in the Northland. But I got to become a better boss too, a better manager, get better at training our people, and get better at recruiting new people. And as we grow and have successes there, not just more customers, but everything else that goes into it as well.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot, but it's good.
It is good. It's a lot, and it's good, and I'm excited to hear you talking about growing and learning those things.
Yeah.
What are some things that you took away from Elevate while you were here?
So far it's been kind of refreshing things you already know. Hearing Marty Grunder this morning was cool. And
he's awesome.
He's in that peer group that I've been talking to one of their representatives, and I'm kind of eyeballing late next year to get into that or get started in that. I know managing people and creating managers from my own people instead of trying to hire people in for managing I know that's what I need to do, and that's kind of was the focus of that this morning.
Was growing people up into those roles?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. Honestly, that talk this morning has been one of the better sessions I've sat in on any event in the last couple of years. So
amazing. A lot of times it's one thing that you never know what you're going to get. At least for me, when I go to these shows, I'm never sure what it'll be, but there's usually one thing like that makes it all worthwhile.
And it may not be somebody that was leading the session, but it might be somebody that was just in the session. There was a social media campfire yesterday that was really good. There's been ones that have looked good, but I don't know if I didn't have the right seat or what, but sitting too far in the back and my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. But there's been a good ones, and of course this is my second year attending, and it's there's a lot you can get from it, and there's more to get from. So
cool. Well, Clint, I appreciate your trust in hiring us. And we were talking about pudding before the show. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is being made. And we'll talk about the pudding in June. We'll look back at the spring.
We'll be able to recap the spring.
And we'll recap, but so far the signs are looking good.
I think so, yes. People spending, that's the thing, what the economy can do and what people are afraid of to spend their money on. That's always the thing you think about too, but
Today is election day.
I know.
That's the other thing that factors into. I'm not going to talk about politics, the fact is that election years, just people
are hesitant.
They get hesitant, and
I tell you what, though, we sent out renewals Friday, the 1st. We run our November special, and we give a little bit extra prepaid discount, and a few cancellations, but not many. And we raise prices, and I think as everybody tends to look into. And, we added an extra step to our lawn care program, and we'll probably have a few more before spring.
Yes, but is it net positive?
Some of them are, yes. Some of them are.
So you've had a couple people cancel, but you've had most agree to the new price. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely.
That's usually how it goes. So increasing your price can feel very scary.
It is.
I've done it. Every client that I've worked through with it feels scary, and maybe you've had a customer for 15 years or 10 years or whatever. So do it, and usually it goes great.
Every time I've ever done it, I've always been so nervous about it, and then I'm like, well, everybody else does it, and we had done some market price scouting in our market.
But here's the thing, though. Even if you had a competitor, it would be kind of cool if they increased their rate, because let's pretend that they talk to both of you, and if you're all relatively the same, it actually helps you.
Because we're selling not because we're the cheapest, but
you never want to be the cheapest, right?
No.
But if you're astronomically more expensive than everyone else, that's not good either. So I hope your competitor increases the rate a little bit.
Absolutely.
We're not gonna tell them exactly what the price is. On the show.
No, of course not. No. But we did a lot of things to increase some revenue. But what we added was a necessary step in the program. It was something that we didn't need 1,000 customers ago, but now, hey, we need to add this. It's something that needs to happen because we're missing out on this timing and opportunity.
Cool. Well, Clint, thanks for coming on the Landscaper's Guide.
Yes, thanks for having me.
For folks listening who want to network with you, what's a good way to get in touch?
You can go to our website, greenseasonslawns.com, and there's a little thing in the right-hand corner. It's a little chat blurb, and you just enter your info, and we get a text and get back with you.
Cool. Well, Clint, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Jack.
Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for continued sales, marketing, and leadership inspiration to grow your snow and landscape company. My name's Jack Jostes, and I'll see you in the next video.